Hello, Miss Steele here. So this week we are talking about pattern. So we're going to make our own snow globes, and we're going to try to hide at least 5 patterns into our snow globes that we're making. So for this project, you'll want a few different things. You'll want a circle to trace, so you can get a circle for your snow globe. I have an old piece of cardboard, but you can use a plate or a bowl or anything you have that is circular. You want something to color in with. I have markers and crowns. You can use what you have. A pencil and an eraser, definitely our art tool basics. Scissors and glue. And then you're going to want a white piece of paper and then a colored piece of paper if you have it. If you don't have a colored piece of paper, you could color the leftover bit of your white paper and use that instead. I have these 2 sheets. I have all different sorts of patterns on here that I can use for inspiration. I'm going to move this all out of the way, and I'm going to do my first step, which is tracing my circle. Now a pattern, as we've been discussing, is any line, shape, or color that repeats itself. So that's what we're going to try to do for this. So I'm going to try to fit this on here over to the edge, and then I would have that white paper left over that I could color for colored paper, but I do not need it. So I'm tracing my circle, and now I have my circle, and I can design inside here what I want for my snow globe. And then I could use my colored paper at the end, and I'm going to use that for the base of my snow globe. So what you draw inside your snow globe is kind of up to you. We all celebrate different things around the holiday season at the end of the year, so you can put in things that you celebrate or things that are important to you, or anything really. You just want to try to sneak in 5 different patterns. So I've been thinking about what I want to do for mine, and I think I'm going to try to do almost like an island, like a snowman on an island. So I'm going to start with drawing it out, and then I'm going to start coloring it in and start hiding some of my patterns. So I'm going to start getting this drawn out, and then we will check in and move on to our next step. So I got my snow globe drawn out, and I have hidden in a few different patterns. You only need 5, but I have 1 pattern down here, 2 on his hat, 3 on the sun behind him, 4, 5 on the surfboard. I have 6 as a pattern with using the zigzag lines in my water, 7 for these little music notes that I repeated coming out of his radio, and then 8 because I repeated that same line creating a pattern here, and then 9 a pattern for my palm trees because I'm repeating that same line again and again. So now that I have it drawn out and I have decided on my patterns, I'm going to color it in, and then we'll be able to start working on getting our snow globe all put together. So what I said earlier, if you remember, is you can draw the same thing I did inside my snow globe if you would like. You can draw a snowman on an island with some sunglasses, but if you would like to draw something else, that is quite all right as well. You just want to try to hide at least 5 different patterns in your artwork inside your snow globe. I included, I think it was 8 or 9, so I did a little bit more than you even need to. So if you want to do more, you can of course do that. I'm never going to be mad that you want to add more to your artwork, but you need to at least be able to point out 5 different patterns that you created for you to be able to, you know, start coloring it all in. And it could be coloring it in that adds the patterns. If you're using stripes or repeating colors, that can be a pattern as well. So I'm going to start working on getting this all colored in, and then we'll move on to our next step. Alright, so I have my snow globe all colored in. I have a pattern right here, so 1. I repeated colors for a pattern on this. 2, 3, with the waves in the background. 4, with all the music notes, because I repeated that shape. 5 with my sand, took me a second because I repeated shapes. 6 by repeating colors right here. 7 for the stars in here. 8 for the hat, and then 9 for my sun because I repeated colors. So you only need to hide 5 patterns in there, and I think that you'll find that it's not too hard. So now I'm going to get this cut out, and then we're going to work on the base. What I'm going to do is I'm going to put this on here, and I'm going to figure out where I want my base to be. So I'm going to hold up my paper, and I think it's going to go from right here and right here. So now I have those 2 little lines that I drew right here and here. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to draw right next to those lines 2 lines coming out. 1, 2. So they're going out just a little bit, and then I'm going to connect them with a slightly curved line. So instead of being just straight, I curved it a little bit, and now I can cut this out. And I think as well, I want to add a fun line to the top. So I think right here at the top, instead of leaving it straight, I'm going to cut in a wavy line. And then we're going to see how it looks on our snow globe, and we can cut it again if we feel like we need to make any adjustments. I think I'm going to cut it just a little bit shorter. So that's why I like to check before I glue it down. Like that. So I'm going to glue this. What I could do as well is I could add a pattern onto here, and I think I am going to do that. So I'm going to work on getting a pattern on here, and then I'm going to add a little bit of glue right here on the bottom and get this glued down, and then we'll look at it once it's all finished. And just like that, my ginormous snow globe is done. I did stars and these kind of seashells because I do stars in that shape for my seashells. I decided to add it here on the bottom, which added 2 new patterns. I can't wait to see how yours come out, and I will see you all next time. Have a wonderful rest of your morning, your evening, your afternoon, whenever you're watching this. Bye!